It's Sunday, and oh, hang on, I'm getting a phone call. Yes. Oh, yes. Hey, welcome everybody. It's the Great Bead Extravaganza.
Is that who was on the phone?
That's who was on the phone.
The Great Bead Extravaganza, day 2?
In my phone case, which we're actually using right there for
Really?
our camera. What's up, everyone?
Good morning.
Hello, hello.
If you don't know us, I'm Abby.
And I'm Alex.
And we are from the Bead Place. We are a brick and mortar bead store and yarn store
at the Bead Place
in the St. Louis area. We're also an online retailer and wholesaler. You can shop all kinds of
beadplace.net.
You can shop all kinds of fun items anytime at beadplace.net, or you can come visit us anytime at the shop.
What's the address?
8 Plaza Drive in Fairview Heights, Illinois. They can find all that on the website, though. All right, let's take a minute to just put a ton of hearts in chat for those fabulous day 1 presenters. All right, don't encourage him, guys.
Yeah. You really shouldn't.
No.
I'll be going wild.
Yes. Yeah, so let's put some hearts in chat for those fabulous day 1 presenters. I was busy at work all day, so I was only able to catch a little bit of Candy Cooper in the morning. And then I got home and right in time to watch all of our guest presenter, Francesca Watson. Her presentation was fantastic. Loved learning from her. So yeah, a ton of hearts. Thanks, guys. Awesome. Before we get started on the design portion of this stream, I want to take a minute to remind you all that there is a fabulous giveaway.
Like they missed me.
Does that make you happy? There's a fabulous giveaway going on for the Great Bead Extravaganza Spring Fling 2025. We are not only giving away 1 grand prize, not 2 grand prizes, but actually 3.
70. No.
3 grand prizes of $150 shopping sprees spread over all of our companies. So the way to enter for that giveaway is to go to the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook page or the group, find the pinned post for the giveaway. You'll see the giveaway graphic. So you'll see that there, and you're trading your email address to all of us small businesses for marketing purposes. And in exchange for that, you get a chance to win a wonderful one of 3 wonderful
a Maserati.
One of 3 wonderful grand prizes. I love that everybody's sharing where they're watching from. That's so cool. It's like going to be 77 today here, and our air conditioner here at the shop went out midweek. So wish us luck.
We'll be fine. We'll be.
But if the beads are slipping through my fingers, you guys will know why.
Because she's sweaty.
Because I'm sweaty. So I am going to share the link to our kit one more time before we get started. There are well over 120 of you guys watching. Before we actually switch camera, I would like to take a minute to remind you that it really goes a long way if you would like this video if you're watching on YouTube, heart the video if you're watching on Facebook, and share it with any of your beady friends. We would very much appreciate it. And yeah, nothing to it but to do it.
So let's get into it.
All right. Here we are. So we are making the Patchwork Voyager necklace today. So we do have, I think there's probably under 40 kits left. So thank you to all of you that have made purchases so far with us. We just actually launched kits. I was going to say this week. Yeah, earlier this week. No, late. It doesn't matter. We launched kits just a little while ago. And they've been going fast. So thank you, everybody. But when you open your kit, you will receive all of the materials to create this necklace. So it is a necklace that has a clasp on it. If you want to make it a necklace that goes on over your head, it is just barely long enough to do that. But we did include a clasp for you.
Unless you got a big old head.
Unless you got a big old head. Yep. Unless you're like me. Big old head, big hair. But we are encouraging you guys to kind of create this necklace to be your very own design. There are a lot of different colors, a lot of different beads in here, and we
Morning.
can't wait to see you guys make it your own. So just keep that in mind that you don't have to make it exactly like this. This is a beginner bead weaving project. We're going to be making these little pennants or quilt squares or flags or whatever you want to call them. But if this project is not your style, if you get into the bead weaving and you're like, hold on, I don't have the patience for this today, you can make stretchy bracelets with these beads. You can do whatever you want. So there's a lot of great uses for the beads that come in this kit.
I did have my Wheaties this morning.
So I did want to take a minute to highlight Kimberly's comment. I'm sorry I'm not able to see all of the comments as I'm kind of presenting. Alex is going to field them to me. But Kimberly says, P.S. Yesterday I had a scammer appear in my chat asking me to claim my TGBE prize. I reported them to Facebook. Thank you for sharing that, Kimberly. And that's a great reminder that there are scammers out there. We will never contact you we will never contact you directly to ask you for your credit card information, for your information to enter the giveaway. It is up to you to find the official giveaway link. So do not fall prey to any of the scammers out there who are looking to take advantage of this wonderful creative event that we have going on. Every now and then when we've got something really good going, people come in and try to tear down the fun and take advantage of it. But we always try to remind you guys to only use the official giveaway link. So thank you for sharing that with us, Kimberly. All right, let's open this kit.
And yeah, if that does happen, make sure to report them to Facebook.
Yeah, good tip.
Not that Facebook will do anything, but
They might.
yeah.
They do sometimes, just takes a little while. All right, so in the kit, we've got some fun stuff. I'm going to take everything out and go over it one by one so you know what everything is. But let's say you missed the presentation and you're watching and you're needing to, or what, let me rephrase this. Let's say you're not able to watch the entire presentation today and you need to come back to it once you've gotten your kit. The best place to find it is actually on my YouTube channel or the Great Bead Extravaganza's YouTube channel. Replays for Facebook Lives are going away after 30 days. That's a new Facebook rule. So let's all get used to watching the replays on the YouTube channel. All right, so the kit comes with 2 big eye beading needles. Big eye beading needles are great because they are a big eye beading needle. Look how cool that is. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. I tried to adjust my lighting so the contrast was like clear enough that you would be able to see exactly what I was doing, but it makes the lighting a little weird. So 2 big eye beading needles. They're fantastic because they're so easy to thread and they're also super flexible. So in this little bag, we have a custom curated Delica mix. You might notice that there are different shades of white in this mix. I don't know if you can see it on screen now, but when you get your kit, you'll notice, maybe you'll notice, depending on how good your lighting is, that there are different shades of white, and that is intentional. We did that on purpose to give the necklace a more kind of well-traveled look. I always find that adding shade variations.
I'm well traveled.
You are well-traveled. You traveled here today.
I got out of my own zip code.
So anyway, I find that adding shade variations when you have those stark contrast colors can make it seem a little bit more approachable, a little bit more wearable, less cartoony. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just like mixing bright whites with bone. It's just a trick of mine that I wanted to share with you guys for this one. So we have a bunch of Delicas. These are Delica size 11s. We also have black Delicas and bronze Delicas. And then in this bag, we have some beautiful high-end semi-precious gemstones in little 3mm round cuts. So all the tiny stuff is in this bag, except for the crimps are in this bag. So the bag with your stringing materials, we've got 8-pound Fireline, we have fine soft flex, we've got some chain, crimps, and a lobster clasp. That's all going to be in here. So just keep that in mind when you open this bag. There are going to be your little 2x2 crimp beads in there. Now, let's open up the tofu of the matter. Alex is looking at me. All right.
Get those crimps on there and start crimp walking everywhere.
Okay. So in this pack, we have a bunch of different Tilas. Now, I do want to take a second to isolate some of the sizes to show you what we have going on if you are not familiar with the different sizes of Tilas.
7.
Buckle your seatbelts. I'm going to bring you in for a closer look. Sorry, I hope I'm not making anybody sick.
Will you post
here.
a link to this video later since the kit has no instructions?
Yeah, definitely. Yep. And then the kit also comes with the link and QR code to get to the YouTube channel. Okay, so this is a whole Tila. This is a classic Tila. This is a square. Then this is a half Tila. So this is half of a Tila. 2 of these Tilas fit together to make the size of a whole Tila. Makes sense, huh? And then this
You say so.
little guy is a quarter Tila. Let me flip him down so you can see. So 4 of these little guys on the end come together to make a whole Tila. So we are going to kind of play on those size combinations today. Oh, also, let me show you. Tilas have 2 holes. So there's a hole on the top here. Oh, I meant to not turn that. Let's pretend like that didn't happen. So there's a hole on the top here, and
Yeah, fractions. Not
there's
talking math.
I'm sorry,
I'm going
it's
to sleep.
easy math, and there's a hole on the bottom here.
1
So you
plus
can
1
see-
is 2 quick math.
There's 2 holes, and all of the Tilas that we're using today have 2 holes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna combine these Tilas in a fun way to create little tic-tac-toe boards. So we have these squares that we're going to be building. And you can see that we have squares that consist of just the Tilas. We have squares that consist of quarter Tilas and a half Tila. So you can see 2 quarter Tilas plus 1 half Tila equals a whole Tila. But let's say we wanted to not use any quarter Tilas. We can combine 2 half Tilas to make 1 whole Tila. So we can get super creative with our designs, or you can just do flags of all whole Tilas. So what we're going to do is start to put together a square. I'm going to bring you up just a little bit. Buckle your seatbelts. I just need to have a little room to work. All right, so what we're going to do is start to build our square. So let's first start by putting a square together with just whole Tilas. That way we can get the pattern down.
You're a little off camera.
Well, I appreciate you telling me that. I will come back up a little bit. All right. So I like a little bit of symmetry, not a whole lot, just a little bit. So I'm going to balance out the black beads that I have and then just kind of add in the other beads kind of wherever I want. Now you can get really picky with your color designs and layouts.
Lorraine says, I love those colors.
Thank you. I had really a lot of fun with this custom mix.
Good morning.
Let's see.
Welcome
Ooh, I
on
want
in.
a red one in here. That would be fun. All right. I think that's cool. All right,
Jen
I'm going
says,
to
"Hi,
lift
Abby."
up. Hi. And I'm going to bring you back down now that I'm happy
I'm
with
getting
my design.
seasick.
I'm sorry. I just want to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing while also me being able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so now
Hi, Jen.
let's start stringing.
And
So the
then-
first thing that we want to do is make sure that we have all of our holes going this way. We want to make sure we have a clear path through all of our holes. So one of my favorite tricks to use is to use one of these triangle trays to kind of line everything up. Now, if you have like one of our sticky bead mats, that's a great thing to use. I was kind of afraid to use a sticky bead mat today
Morning,
just
Gina.
because I want to be able to move around all these cords and lights and stuff. But if you have a sticky bead mat at home, or if you want to order a sticky bead mat with your kit, this is the kind of project to use those sticky bead mats. Alex, can you link sticky bead mats in chat, please? So now what we're going to do is take our fire line out of the bag, and we are going to cut a length of fire line that we are comfortable working with. Your kit does come with 11 feet of fire line, and it is smoke fire line. Pardon me while I undo my little spool of fire line here and try very hard not to tangle it. We always spool up your little bits of fire line with care and wrap the edges so they don't come disheveled or
Which
become
one is it?
disheveled. Did you type in sticky bead mat?
No.
Sticky bead mat's what you're gonna type in. But because we do that, it takes a little bit of extra time
Okay,
to.
same thing popped up.
Oh, maybe we're out of stock. Okay, never mind. If you already have a sticky bead mat, that's great. If not, we'll restock them soon. Okay, so what I like to do is cut about, let's say, 18 inches of fire line for my first little flag that I'm doing. And then you can kind of figure out what works best for you lengthwise, because I like to be really conservative with my tail ends. Also, take a minute to check out my cool scissors. Alex, will you link our rainbow scissors for our friends? Look how pretty they are. They're so sharp. They're my new favorite bead weaving scissors. Okay, so what we're gonna do is thread the needle about a couple inches down. Yep, just one version of the kit this time, Trish. Oh, just type in scissors. I think they're called chroma scissors, honestly, not rainbow. CISSORS.
As we all know how to spell scissors.
Everyone knows how to spell
Ooh,
scissors.
why wouldn't you?
Okay, so while we're giggling, we are also threading the other side of the
Go buy some chroma sizors.
other side of the fire line. Okay, so you can see that both ends are threaded and we've got just like a little loop on this side. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We have a right hand needle and a left hand needle, and we are going to go through the bottom hole of all of these tilas here with our right hand needle, and I'm going to bring that through. And then what I'm going to do is make my right hand needle my left hand needle, and my left hand needle my right hand needle. Does that make sense? So essentially, our needles have just switched places. I'm going to bring you up a little bit. I thought bringing you closer would be better, but I think for this part of the demonstration, I'll bring you up a little bit. Okay, so now that we are through that first bottom row, we're going to take your right hand needle and bring it through the top row of these beads here, like this, and bring it all the way through. Then we're going to take our left hand needle and also bring it through the top row. So I'm going to actually switch hands here. We're going to take our left hand needle and we are going to bring it through the top row. Now you can be ambidextrous if you want, or you can just kind of switch the direction of your work. It's totally up to you. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to try my best to be ambidextrous today so that you can make sense of what's going on. Oh, yes, there are. Great question. Use code TGBE20, and Alex is going to type that in the comments, and then he's also going to, he's also going to look for the banner that I prepared that has that code in there. It should be somewhere.
There it is.
Is it? Thank you.
It's at the banner. I'm not gonna comment it. You can
Okay, is
see
it in the banner? Awesome. Alrighty, so this is what we've got so far.
Yeah, so use that code at checkout when you buy your.
Yeah, and each company has a different code or a different deal. Not everyone has a deal. Some people's stuff is already a great deal. I would like to think ours is already a great deal, but we're giving you an extra fun deal.
But yeah,
Okay, so this
click
is
that
what.
link, buy the kit.
Yes,
Use the
please.
code.
Yes, please. So this is what we've got so far. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move up to our next row. So I'm going to take my right hand needle. Also, I'm going to make sure my pattern is still oriented the right way because I've got black here and black here. I don't want the black teal on the same side. So that's something to keep in mind as we go. So now we're going to take the right hand needle. We're going to go through the bottom row of all of these guys and thread through.
On that thread, you thread, we thread.
We all thread. And then once these are down, we can grab the other one, my left hand needle, and bring it through. Again, when I'm working on this and I'm not worrying about making sure everybody can see what I'm doing, I pick this up in my hands and I bring it closer to my face. And it's a little bit less fiddly.
Well, we don't eat the beads.
But I do want to tell you, when you tighten it this first time, it's going to look weird. Like it's going to want to double up like this. So just manually kind
One
of,
thread with 2 needles.
yep, one thread, 2 needles. You got it, Janelda. All right, so just manually place this where it needs to go. Okay, so then we're going to take the right hand needle again and go through to the other side. We're going to take the left hand needle and we're going to go through to the other side. And we're just working up one row at a time.
Can you take me higher?
Higher and higher each time we go. All right, so this is what we've got so far. And if you were able to kind of successfully control your tension, it should be stacking up just like that. But remember, you do have to kind of adjust it each time we pull a new row tight. Okay, so we're going to add that next row in. We're going to go through right to left like that. We're going to go through left to right with the other needle. I hope. And that one comes through. And then we control tension. We're going to then take the right needle through the top row out to the other side. And then again.
Yes, TGBE 20.
And if you wait long enough, it will appear on the bottom of your screen.
Yeah.
The ticker's kind of
So
long.
long.
Because I wanted to make sure everything was in there so I didn't forget to say
Okay, there it is, right
something.
there. See it? Here's go. TGBE.
Take a screenshot.
Yeah, take a screenshot.
Okay, so this is what we've got so far. Now, what I like to do, just to make sure my work is extra secure, is I'll go in and reinforce. So I'm going to flip my work upside down, and I'm going to go through
And there's
everything.
the link for those that have been searching for it. This will take you directly to the kit page on our website. You can click that, type that code in TGBE20, save 20%, and then, yeah, get your kit.
Yeah. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm reinforcing, and I am essentially just going back through everything that I've already done. You want to make sure that you are going through every row if you choose to reinforce. Also, what you'll notice is it tightens up any gaps that may be in your work and evens out your tension. This is one trick that I share with beginners who are kind of getting down on themselves about what their beadwork looks like after their first project, because tension is a hard thing to master, but reinforcing your work allows you to even out that tension after the fact. So you just kind of go back through everything, and if your needle gets stuck, give it a little wiggle or back
Wiggle,
it out.
wiggle, wiggle.
Okay, so now instead of taking this last pass back through the top row, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure my threads are coming out of the same side, and I'm going to take my needles off. That way I don't poke myself. So I have my tail ends here, and what I'm going to do is just tie a knot. Now, Fireline is one of those magical threads that holds knots pretty well. However, if you want to add a little drop of super glue on your knot because you don't trust yourself
Yeah, Becca
and,
got the joke.
and your knotting skills,
Or the reference, right?
Becca's here. Becca's our wonderful, just Becca of all trades. She is
Bead technician here.
the one who's going to be packing probably the majority of your orders. She's our customer service extraordinaire. So if you've ever had a problem with us, Becca's the one that fixes it. So hearts in chat for Becca. Okay, so we've done a couple knots. Also, what I wanted to say about Fairline is you can use a thread zap on it. Thread zaps scare me. I'm gonna try and get over my
thread zap.
It's like a little taser for your threads, and it like
man.
it seals the end, and it's like
tough.
it is tough. It's really tough. So like I don't know, I'm a metalsmith, guys. Like I'm my work has been featured in several metalsmithing magazines. Like I'm
She's kind of a big deal.
no, what I'm trying to say is like I have been teaching metalsmithing classes for quite a while, and I know my way around a torch.
111 years old.
However,
not years old.
thread zaps scare me. So, Alex, if you would want to link a thread zap in chat for anyone who's brave and wants to give the thread zap a try, it just scares me. I don't know why. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, after I've knotted the tail end off, I am going to, oh my gosh, you guys, who in chat watched Francesca Watson's live stream? Oh, the other thing I wanted to say is when you're tying your knot,
here's the thread zap, folks.
if this is the side that you are stringing through, make sure your knot is not blocking the hole. So tie your knot down a little bit or string through this side.
Also, you can use that code TGBE 20 while buying that. So if you want to get the kit and the thread zap and the chromium? Is that what they call them?
The chroma rainbow scissors.
That's really cool.
They are, and they're so sharp. Did you see how that just cut through Fireline with ease? It's, I don't know, it's just.
It's better than using your teeth like I do.
It is better than using
I get in there.
your teeth. Okay, so now that we have gotten the sorry guys, I'm so sorry. I thought, oh, we'll bring Alex back. It'll be great. He's great. He's great.
People got what they wanted.
Okay, so
and they got what they deserve.
Now that we have figured out our pattern, what we're gonna do is start.
I'm an amazing woman.
We're gonna start adding in the other shapes and sizes. So we are going to start to let's do one of these guys. You can, of course, put them together in whatever pattern you would like, but this will be able to, we'll be able to feed two birds with one seed. How about that? So we'll have two whole tilas, two half tilas, and then in this row, we're going to have two whole tilas. Then we're using 2/4 tilas plus 1/2 tila to equal a whole tila. And then we're going to do 2 whole tilas and then 2 half tilas. Does that make sense? So fractions. Just keep adding shapes until you get.
Said Alex's bag, and Abby thought no giggling, please.
I figured there'd be giggling, but I just didn't know there'd be as many guttural noises. Like I don't know. We're just doing our best. Oh, no, we're good. So anyway, you do have a good variety of colors in each of your kits. But of course, we always give you extra, like way extra.
I don't even get the husbands to laugh now.
Oh, okay, good.
This is a new untapped market for me.
Bead Bead husband comedy acts. I like that. Okay, so what I was trying to say was there are extras of each of these.
And Alex makes weird noises.
He does.
Listen, as an older gentleman getting in my later
not even on
days
screen.
here, just men start to make weird noises as they age.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are going to line up our rows one row at a time. However, what we're gonna do, because we've got all these little parts and pieces, and I did not grab a sticky bead mat, you can also put this on
There you go.
the back of some tape to make sure it's not super sticky tape. Like painter's tape is good. But I like being able to hold it all in my hands and move it around. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay out.
My back problems.
Okay, so I'm gonna lay out my rows separately is what I'm trying to say. So we have our little bronze quarter tilas, and then what color? How about red or orange? Let's do orange for the
Orange?
where did the orange one go? I've missed it.
Can anybody rhyme anything with orange?
No.
Anybody?
So another trick that I can share with you when you're placing your pieces, or if
I
you
love you all.
if you want to see if they're going to look good together, is you can string them on your needle like that and just kind of place them next to your previous row. Oh, I think that's really cute. Okay, so now I'm going to land that guy up there. And I think we need a little bit of pink here. So let's put a pink one there. And then maybe one of these. And oh, maybe this one. What do you guys think?
What about that one?
Transparent or darker? I kind of like the darker one. We'll go with the. Oh no, let's do turquoise Picasso. I haven't done
Obviously,
turquoise
you gotta
Picasso
do
on this one.
turquoise Picasso.
Okay, so then over here, to kind of balance out my 2 quarter tila combination, or I'm sorry, my 2 half tila combination ones here, I'm gonna put 2 half tilas here. So there's one, and then let's do this kind of lipstick pinky red. Let's make sure.
Just because you cut your ear off doesn't make you Van Gogh, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. And I like that next to it. All right, so let's keep those rows separate. And then we can move the extra beads out of the way. I'm going to use my handy dandy triangle tray. Did you link triangle trays?
No.
Would you please? So I'm going to cut another approximately, let's do 18 inches again.
Triangle?
Mhm.
My hat has 3 corners.
Okay.
What's a tray? Triangle tray? Is that
Yeah.
what it's called?
There you go. I think it's called an aluminum sort tray.
Aluminium.
All right, that's probably about 18 inches. I forgot to bring a tape measure over to the table. But look how
Just
easy
eyeball
that
it,
just
it's
cut
fine.
through the fire line. If any of you have worked with fire line before and have struggled with like your cutters or thread snips, just know that you're going to love the Chroma scissors. They're great. Okay, so again, I'm going to thread a couple inches down on each end of my fire line. And we're going to do this the exact same way as we did before. I'm going to do this one a little quicker. That way it's not boring for those of you that have already mastered this, but I'll still try to keep it clear enough that everybody can see. Okay, so I'm going to thread through my bottom row.
Yeah.
And to those of you who I don't know that
scissors.
I don't know that I've seen comments yet in this stream, but I have gotten asked this question so many times. Is there a front and a back to the Tila beads? The technical correct answer is yes, there is a front and a back. However, I like to pretend there's not. So there's one side that's a little flatter and one side that's a little bit more round. But I like to pretend that they are both flat because it's easier for me. And I like when there is a lot of difference in the
Opinion.
no, the way the light hits it. So the rounded side could be a little bit more reflective. It makes you notice that they are different
Good day.
beads.
Wendy.
Hello. All right. So I did something here
Good eye.
where I made one side of my thread longer than the other. So I'm just pulling on the side that's shorter
Should I do
so
my
that I can,
SpongeBob voice?
no, so that I can even out the tail ends. You can see one end is still a little bit longer than the other. So at this point, I'm still able to just gently pull and even out those tail ends. And that'll make it way easier for you as we're working if you have even tail ends. Okay, so Alex, do you want to check and see if there are any questions?
Are there any questions?
Stop. Can you look through the
No,
comments?
I've been keeping up with it,
Okay,
dude.
good.
I'm a
Well,
pro.
you've been interacting with them, but you've not been reading the comments to me.
Yeah, I'll
So
read them all. Okay, now I'm gonna read them all. Hi,
stop,
Wendy
Alex.
Lawyer. All right.
Okay, so now we're gonna
Well,
move
get what you
up
asked for with me.
to
Okay.
the next row, and we're just including those quarter telas and half telas just the same way we did before.
Technically, there is no front and back, but if I am
There
driving
is a
myself
front and
nuts
back.
trying to figure which is which, probably no one else is going to notice.
Yes.
I hope.
I like that. But just for clarification, Wendy said there is a front and back, not no
Oh.
front and back.
There is. My apologies.
All right. So I just want to show
Probably
you
read a book soon.
if you're being confused or if you're getting confused with the back and forth needles, you can do one whole row at a time like this. So I took my right needle and I went through and then came back. And now I'm going to take my left needle and I'm going to go through and come back. So you can make changes to the order of operations.
Excuse me.
This is just simple kind of like ladder stitch essentially. Kind of like writing a weave, but like way easier.
That's true. That'll give it a bit of a textured look. If you use both
Exactly.
sides.
Yeah.
Sharon Brown
Yeah.
Bowers.
Alrighty. So now that I've adjusted the tension, because remember, each time we add a new row on, we have to manually adjust the tension. Now I'm going to move up to my next row again.
It's windy out there.
It is windy out there. You can hear the like air conditioner flap that we have like a big store, and so we have a like a commercial
Duct
grade
system.
HVAC system, and to avoid or alleviate the pressure of the wind and the air movements in the ceiling, there's a big flap, and when it's windy, it is so loud. Okay, there we go.
How
And
come windy the name and windy the, what is that, a adjective? Noun? Wind a noun? Anyway,
wind is a noun, but windy.
How come they're spelled differently?
Because one is Wendy and one is windy. I'm sorry,
windy.
I'm shaking the camera, guys.
I just say windy.
All
Like
right.
Wendy's, you know.
My
Get yourself a Frosty today.
My pattern is done. Now we're going to reinforce. I'm going to do that quickly, and then we are going to move on, just so that I don't run out of time. We're going to move on to the stringing side. I made a few flags ahead of time so that I could pretend through movie magic that we did them all.
Here's a good question. Some class participation. Where's your favorite place to get a chocolate shake or a shake on a nice hot summer's day?
Or like, how about just like a cold treat?
A cold treat.
I
really
like
do love Wendy's.
I like Dole Whip.
Dole
There's
Whip.
a place called Dairy Freeze in our town, and they have Dole Whip.
Abby, I love the double needle method. I will never use just one again. Thank you, says Deborah
Yay.
Mansion.
It just works with my brain. I'm happy to share my tricks and tips with you all, but that brings up a good point that everybody's learning style is different and everybody's brain works
DQ.
differently. So if single needle makes more sense to your brain,
Bobby's.
don't feel like you're doing anything wrong. Look how cute that is. Oh, it's so cute. It looks like, I don't know, it looks like a vintage quilt that I want to cover up with and take a nap.
And it smells like grandma's attic.
No, it doesn't. Okay, so again, when we're tying our knot, make sure that you're tying your knot a little bit lower
They have
than the
Girl
top
Scout
hole.
Thin Mint Frosties right now.
Where?
Holy smoke. Where's that at?
Wendy's, because it's a Frosty, right? Isn't Frosty
Oh, is it
Wendy's?
Frosty? Or is it Wendy's? Sonic? Yeah, Sonic's good. Me and my dad used to go to Sonic all the time. Dutch Bros? I'm not sure what that is. DQ? Dole Whip at Disneyland? Woo!
That sounds fun.
That sounds good. Cold Stone, yeah.
Okay, so
Chocolate
I
House.
have tied several knots, and I'm gonna take my beautiful rainbow scissors.
Smells like mothballs, says Becca.
Hey now, you guys are being mean.
Adorable.
No, nobody's being mean.
Brahms or Sonic in
Okay,
Oklahoma.
so after I cut that knot, what I like to do is just press it down.
Ted Drew's.
That way it disappears.
I've only been to Ted Drew's once, and I've lived St. Louis adjacent my entire life, so probably up those numbers. Those are rookie numbers.
Okay, so what I like to do when I make mine is I make them all first, and then I lay them out in an order that in my mind is kind of balanced. So the design style itself doesn't have to be balanced, but you see how I have like heavy kind of black squares here, or a lot of black in these squares and not so much in these squares. So just be mindful if you want to balance your designs. And the other thing you'll notice when we're done making all of our squares is you have a ton of Tilas left. And that is because we're going to use them as flags in our stringing design. And we're just going to string through one of the hole, and it looks super, super cute. Look how cute that is. So I'm going to grab the flags that I've already created, or the squares that I've already created, and we'll start stringing. And Alex will entertain you.
No,
We're not going to sing.
I'm not singing. I'm just like doing a little doodly doo tune.
Oh, a doodly do.
Yeah. I don't remember how to flip this over.
It's okay. You don't have to switch. I have my square. Just kidding. I only have two. So let's make one more. How about that?
Make one more what?
I thought I had three made, but I only have two extra ones made. Can you move your feet so I can scoot my chair in? Thank you.
Movie magic is failing us.
I'm sorry. Okay, actually, let's just do one with four because we're getting close on time and I don't
Thank you,
want to run
Janella.
over.
We appreciate that.
Actually, let's
Hopefully
just do
You
three.
used your discount code.
Okay, guys. I'm going to show you my squares. I'm
If
just
you
going
want to make a bracelet, are there special class for Tila's?
It depends on what bracelet you're making. Kind of yes, but not necessarily. Like you
So-
can just use them however you want. Hold on, Alex. Let me just get their votes real quick. Tell me which of these three you would like me to use in the necklace. Let's do 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I guess the easiest thing is tell me which one let's kick out of the necklace.
So Sandra, we are located in Fairview Heights, Illinois, which is about 15 minutes, 10 minutes if you're really putting the pedal to the metal. And yeah, come see us. If you're just in KC, it's definitely worth the drive. We've got how many square feet?
The store floor is just shy of 4,000 square feet.
4,000 square feet of beading goodness. And we got a beautiful wall full of beads and awesomeness. So you should come check us out. It's definitely worth the drive, I'd say, if I do say so myself. Everybody's voting 44111.
Okay, so we're kicking 4 out.
No, 4 seems to be the winner.
No, we're voting which one to kick out.
Oh, 4 seems to be
So
the
4, we're
loser.
kicking 4 out. All right, good deal. That was just the one that I used to show you the pattern, so that
They're
makes
not
sense.
emotionally invested in that.
No,
because they didn't
no.
see it.
No, they did. That was the first one, but that was the one that I designed quickly
Oh,
just to kind of show them. Okay, I like this layout. I think this is pretty well balanced, not necessarily color wise,
how far is it
But
from Chicago?
design-wise,
How far is
like 4 hours.
yeah, 3.5 if you're driving fast.
Yeah, it depends on what side of Chicago. Like if you're already on this
If
side.
you're on the south side, yeah.
Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is
We've made a couple road trips up to Chicago. Saw a Cubs game. Watched them lose. It was great. I wore my Cardinals
Don't
hat.
make people mad.
I wore my Cardinals hat and everybody was looking at me with such a cross look on their face.
We sat right behind a pole. We couldn't see
Yeah,
anything.
what is with that stadium?
Okay, so we're gonna dump out the seed bead and gemstone mix, and then we're also going to pull out our stringing material. I forgot to grab the bead stopper. Alex, can you grab me a mini bead stopper from the black shelf?
I know what that is.
It's in that little beaded cylindrical jar.
Where?
Okay, stop when you're midway down the aisle. Stop. Look to your left. That little beaded jar. Grab me a mini one. Yeah.
It's like a little slinky.
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for all your purchases. I hear my phone buzzing.
Buzzing up.
We
Buzz Aldrin.
We very much appreciate you.
We are to the moon with excitement.
Yeah. You just linked the aluminum trays.
That's
You
an
need to link
aluminum
the
tray.
kit.
You can also purchase that.
Okay.
But probably what you're here for is what I'm about to post right now. But get the aluminum tray and get the scissors. They're right here.
They're pretty cute. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna string through the top holes of our Tila flag that we've created. Remember, if you're wanting to string through the side that has the knot, just make sure you're pushing your knot out of the way.
Not.
The other thing is if it's tight in there, like come back out and retry it a couple of times, or make sure that the end of your soft flex is cut flush.
That's true, Shakita. What I'm hearing is Alex has ticket money. I've never had a ticket in my life.
We got a good deal because we sat behind a pole. I feel like that's it's like why were these seats so cheap? Oh, this is why.
I mean, it makes sense, but also
they should tell you that you're going to be right behind a pole. Hey, can you please link a soft flex cutter or a flex wire cutter in chat? One of my favorite tools to recommend. A lot of people are like, why when I cut my jeweler's wire is why does it fray? Well, it might be because you're using the wrong type of cutter.
Soft wire cutter.
No, flush.
This
No,
one?
hold on. Yeah, that one. Flush cutter for flex wire. Yes.
That's what I use for those models.
No,
I do.
I don't think so.
I might.
Okay, so what I like to do with my design is I string the center flag first, and then I'm going to pick up a bronze seed bead, one of the white seed beads, doesn't matter which
nice.
white, a black one, a white one, and then another bronze one. And then I string that down, and I make these cute little, in my opinion, they're cute little striped sections between, like that. So I'll do that on both sides. So I'll go bronze, white, black.
Do you really have to tie the knot? Can you just work at the ends into the square?
I would recommend knotting it. Just because it's not like square stitched or right angle weave, because like let's say something would get caught here, like when you're wearing it, like maybe it gets caught on your zipper, or like tangled in your hair. If it's not knotted, if something comes between here and pulls it, the whole row is gonna fall off. So on these kinds of like ladder designs, I really, really recommend a knot or securing your beadwork in some way. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is string through.
Hello. Love this, Abby.
Hello, thank you. We're using Softflex wire right now. We're actually using the fine wire, which provides a really nice drape.
That's so fine.
It is so fine. It provides a really nice drape for this project because it is a lightweight project.
Here.
Because it is a lightweight project, and then also because we want a lot of extra room to go through our flags. So I find that Softflex fine is the best size for this project. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is string another little section of bronze, then white and black and white and black.
I mostly just goof around and then she tries to right the ship.
Or I'm sorry, white and bronze. Okay, so then we're going to do on the other side, bronze, white, black, white, bronze.
Julie says
Alrighty.
really fun design, Abby.
Thank
Heart
you.
emoji.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, so this is what we've got so far.
Clem said, you two are so adorable. Heart.
Thank you. And you can see on my sample necklace, because I have more flags on this one, I did a longer section on each side. You can do what you want to do. But some tips that I have for you, is when you're adding beads in your design, what I like to do to offset them and to make these little sections feel more special is I like to put a little metallic bronze delica on either side of them. It just helps to kind of make them feel a little bit more intentional and set apart. And then another thing that I wanted to draw attention to was that I have little sections of black and white stripes. I feel that because we don't have many black and white tilas that we're using here, that's an easy way to tie in the black and white that we have from here. And it just makes all those other colors pop a lot more. Another tip that I would like to show you before we get into the stringing is I'm going to bring my camera up for just a second.
What time do we have to
Buckle your seatbelts. I'm good. I'm aware of time. Thank you, though. I want to bring it up for just a second and get some of my stuff out of the way so you can see my layout here. So you can see that I'm not necessarily 100% symmetrical in this design, but I am balanced in this design. So I don't have things exactly across from one another, but you can see that I haven't counted my number of delicas between each bead or anything. If that's what you want to do, that's great, but I just eyeball it because each of my sections is a slightly different size. So I just try to make sure, like, okay, I have a lot of gemstones on this side. Okay, when I do my next side, I'm going to use about the same amount of gemstones. Or let's say I have some dark colors here. I want to make sure that I'm putting a dark color over here. Maybe not directly across from it, but I like to just kind of zigzag back and forth. Like you can see, I've got my stripes here. I didn't do my black and white stripes here, but I did them here. So I just kind of zigzag back and forth across. So it's kind of like the bookshelf rule. I don't know if any of you are into like interior design or anything like that, but you kind of zigzag your way up. You don't necessarily put heavy things on top of one another. You can implement those same kind of design ideas into your jewelry with balance through that way. Okay, let's bring you back in for a closer look. Now, I'm not going to have time to necessarily string this whole thing, but what I want to share with you is that when we get to the end where you're happy with your length, what you're going to want to do is string your crimp bead on, go through your clasp, and then go back down through your crimp bead. You're going to crimp it using whatever method you like. I prefer the magical crimper. I like using the purple crimper, which Alex is going to link in chat for you guys. And then because we're using fine wire, I like to just give it a little bit of an extra squeeze just to make sure it's super secure. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side.
Here is the magical crimper in the links.
Awesome. I have a little widget that pops up when you scroll over it. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on the other side using just the chain instead, just the very end link of your chain. If you are happy with the length of your necklace and you know you're always going to wear it at that length, you don't have to use the extender chain. I like to, honestly, just because it's easier for me to have something to grab onto. I can kind of hold my extender chain behind my head kind of like this, and then just kind of hook in, and then it's easier for me to find a spot to hook in. So that's another tip. Even if I know what length I want to wear something at, I'll just add a little bit of chain, especially on bracelets. Man, I don't know why, but
Janella said I like making raviolis. Well, I like eating raviolis, so
perfect.
you should come to the place
Um,
and give me some of your raviolis.
But the Soft Lice Company has great resources and videos for what size crimps you need for what wire, what tool is best for what. My kind of secret sauce
Thanks,
is
Jerry.
using 2x2 crimp tubes with like the medium, fine, or heavy wire, and then using the magical crimper. So that's what I like. And then you will have some beads left over, chances are. So if you've got a head pin laying around, you can use your extra beads and put a little dangle on the end of your chain if you choose to use the whole chain.
I do know that when you crimp the things that you make the raviolis, it was a joke.
Yes.
Y'all. I am aware that
Alex has been around long
I
enough
am,
to know that.
you
That
know,
when you say ravioli, then you take a drink of whatever you're drinking. He knows that game. Okay, so let's switch back to face cam for a second. Ew. He just
what?
licked my
Ah,
arm.
prove it.
Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us today. I hope you all understood this. I in the time that we have left, I do want to tell you guys about our giveaway that we are doing. So you have to be watching live during this video to enter to win, and then we are going to announce the winner of our giveaway on our stream this Wednesday. So what are you gonna win?
$1 million.
Our last rainy days monthly fun pack.
Even better.
So we do something called monthly fun pack each month. Alex is going to link it for you. Each month we curate a fun collection of themed goodies, and I don't know what you're doing. And we it's a well, we say it's a $35 value. Honestly, it's probably about a $50 value each month because we go overboard all the time. It's that one.
This one?
No, the top one.
That one.
Yeah. And so we do a stream each month. Usually it's the second Wednesday of each month. We had bad weather, so we're pushing it back a week, which is kind of works out perfectly for our giveaway. But what you're going to do to enter to win is you are going to type in.
I should have put the necklace on.
Oh, yeah, I can put the necklace on. You can type in #fun. That's what you're going to do to enter to win this monthly fun pack. You can watch us open it next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central.
How do we enter?
Yeah. #fun.
#fun.
Right now.
Right,
let me take my other
right
necklace
about
off.
now. Also, if you want I'm going to wait till all these hashtags come in. There's going to be
there's going to be a flurry.
But
oh,
yes,
thank you, Donna.
If you want to get your kit for the project that Abby just made and showed you how to make, I'm going to post the link again. Make sure to use that coupon code TGBE20 at checkout. Get the scissors and a triangle. I'll tell you what, whoever has a patent for this is probably a millionaire because that's
I know
really
that and
handy.
bead stoppers. The
Yeah.
most. Oh, why don't you link bead stoppers in chat too?
Well, because
so
I have things.
Yeah, and if you messed up your entry, just do it again because it'll just scan through, like it disregards all other comments. So it'll just scan through and get fun.
Just #fun. Yeah.
So this has been fantastic.
Has it been fun?
I hope so. It's been fun for you. I can say that. No, it's been fun for me too.
I'm always we're having a good time.
We kind of honestly live for the bead extravaganzas. This is such a fantastic community that you guys help us kind of keep going each quarter. I don't know, it feels good. And I hope that it feels good for you guys too. It just is a positive thing and I have a lot of fun. And I always learn something each time, which I think is awesome. And I appreciate that you guys keep showing up for us.
Well,
we missed it. I agree. Wendy says a beater can never have too many bead stoppers.
So they were praising how awesome I am. I like when they do that.
You are awesome. Yeah. So anyway, well, you should just quit your job and come work at the bead place.
You sure about that?
But anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Make sure to enter the big Great Bead Extravaganza giveaway using only the specific official sign up link, which you can find pinned on the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook page or the Great Bead Extravaganza
Here's the kit.
Facebook group.
Click that kit.
There, I think, are still kits left for the Patchwork Voyager necklace, which we demonstrated today. You can watch the replay on YouTube. Make sure to stay tuned for day 2 of Fabulous Presenters. After us is the wonderful Heather Powers of Humble Beads, who has an incredible bracelet using those gorgeous like check roller beads. I cannot wait to experiment with her tutorial. Of course, I'm going to watch it first today so that I know what I'm doing. But what a cool design. I don't know if you guys saw it at the preview night, if you watched the preview night, but I'm so excited to see how she does that. That chain bracelet that she's making, super, super cool. If you missed anything yesterday, you can go watch the replays.
Still live.
I know, but can I borrow the mouse for just a second?
Can you hear us?
Because our internet would have dropped.
Oh, true. Well, we're on here though still. That internet wouldn't be affected by it.
Interesting.
Can you still hear
they
us?
can hear us.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, this is what we're going.
Well, hello. Thank you so much, everybody. We're already. Oh, here we
there
are.
you
Oh, you can see my necklace that I had on. Sorry about that. Our power went out. It's really, really windy here. So thanks for hanging out with us. We no longer have our face cam. Thank you guys so much.
Also, I noticed that there was an error whenever I would post to the Facebook for the link. If you just go to beadplace.net and click in the search bar.
Oh, now our security alarm is going off.
today's
What
project.
chaos.
Today's project, if you just click in the search bar, it's like the very first one. You can go to beadplace.net and find it that way. What a catastrophe.
Oh, but perfect timing, honestly. Thank you so much, everybody. Stay tuned for Heather Powers. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
We love you.